My name is Rajat Nair. My register number is URK19CS1107. Today we're gonna talk about on the topic arrays and strings in Java. So basically we move on to the questions. Question 1. Write a Java program to copy the given n numbers of one array into another two arrays in such a way that one array must contain the numbers in ascending order and the other must contain in the descending order. So let's move on to the code. Here we have imported scanner class. Now we have given a public class arrays because my class name is arrays, so I have given public class arrays. Now public static void, this is my main function. Here what we have do, we have initiated n by integer data type, and then for scanner we have also initiated an object for new scanner for systems output. So basically it is written as the syntax is scanner sc equal to new scanner system dot in. Now we will ask the user how many elements he want to enter in the array on the normal array. So system.out.print enter number of elements you want in array. Now n equal to sc dot next int. This syntax will take the input from the user. Now we have initialized an array a. So now we have to enter all the values by it will be given by the user only. So system.out.print enter all the elements. For that we have used a for loop in which int I equal to 0, I less than n is the number of elements, and then just we have iterated it to store the values in an array. So a of I will be sc dot next int. Now the array is stored. Now we have created another array b in which we need to store the elements of the first array. That is, we have to copy the array and in a ascending order way. So what we have did, we just copied all the main array into another array. So what is this? B of I equal to a of I. This for loop is for copying the array. Now we need to go for ascending order too. So what we have to do, we have taken two for loops in which I is equal to 0 and I is less than n I plus plus. Now what this means, this will take all the elements from the array first, like it will arrange it. So it will check j equal to I plus 1. So every index of the value will it will check that it is greater or lower. So if it is greater, the index value is greater than the other indexes, it will print in another variable, that is asc, and then again we can go up to the condition satisfied. So if it's satisfied, we have to print b of I. So if we satisfy b of I, the ascending order array can be there. Now same goes to another array which is storing the elements of the main array in a descending order way. So what same condition, we have created a for loop for copying the main array into an C array. So now again this for descending order we need to check the indexing should be less. So we have created int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. For taking another for loop int j equal to I plus 1, it's checking the other next index value till n, how many are there, the index values are there still, and we have to increase the I plus plus and j plus plus. Now if I c of I less than c of j, we have stored in the dect variable so that we can arrange in a descending order. Now print I n minus 1 till the n, like if you provide 5 elements, so n minus 1 will be 4 because the index value starts with 0, so it will go till 4. So like the code will goes on, and we have to print the c of I elements with cn minus 1. So till c of 4 we have to print because the index value starts with 0 to 4. If we provide 5, the n value 5, so it will go to 4 only. So let's move on to run this code. So enter the number of elements in an array. Like if you want 5 elements, enter all the elements like 10, 30, 40, 40, 20, 50. So I've created an array with elements 10, 30, 40, 20, 50. So the ascending order array will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then descending order array will be 50, 40, 30, 20. So the code is right. Moving on to the next question. Next question states that demonstrate the string operation based on the following categories: searching strings, comparing strings, modifying a string, and string buffer. So let's move on to the code. So basically we have imported all the libraries from the scanner class, created a question class on question 6. So what we have to do, we have to give select, we can give it in a menu driven format. So basically we need to, what we have to do, we need to search, we need to compare, we need to modify, and we need to string buffer. So first if we have taken a variable choice, if choice is yes, if yes, like for a do while loop, it will first go, it will check, it will do first execution, and then afterwards if the condition is wrong it will not go, but first execution is there. So execution is there. So first system.out.print will search, compare, modify, string buffer. So if we provide a choice search, it will go to case 1. If we provide compare, it will go to case 2. It will if we provide modify, means 3, so it will go to case 3, this case 3. And if we provide 4, which is string buffer, it will go to case 4. So basically what is case 1? Case 1 is search. So in search, for let's we move on to case 1. So for search we have to search first occurrence and the search last occurrence. So if we have to search first occurrence, what we have to do, we need to press 1. So it's like we need the first if we need to search first occurrence, you will provide a string, then we have created a variable to get the input. Now if we enter the string you want to search, like if I provide Delhi, so string is Delhi, like, so enter the string you want to search. So we have to search E. So if we provide E, the string of this will be at present at the index. It will tell the index of the string, first index, like Delhi is providing E. E is in first index, so it will provide 1. Otherwise if we provide to search last occurrence, so it will provide the last occurrence too. So basically case 1 is for searching the string, searching a substring, maybe subscript, maybe it's a proper word. So basically we have to extract the subscript from the string. Now what is case 2? Case 2 is like for comparing. So for comparing, the string should be equal. So what we have done, we have created enter the string 1, enter the string you want to compare, another string to compare, and then if it equals, it will provide equals, ignore cases. Like we need to like ignore case. What we have to do, if the user provides a uppercase string, and if he needs to compare with the lowercase string, like the strings variables are equal. So what we have to do, we are ignoring the upper cases and the lower cases. So if both are same, if the strings are same, it will provide both are same. If not, it will not, it will tell not. Again in comparing also, you can also use starts with statement to check whether the string 1 and string 2 are equal or not. So like if we provided with Delhi and Dehradun, so it will start with is it starting with DE? So yes, it will provide 2. So basically we can compare the strings by this thing. And also we can use ends with method, like it will ends with Delhi ends with I and Dehradun ends with N. So we can say like ends with will not work because here I and N are different alphabets, so it will say false. So basically this is for ends with. Now moving on to case 3. Case 3 is for modify. So we have to modify a string given. So what in modify, we can extract a substring, or we can concatenate or replace. So for extracting, you need to string give the string and you need to extract the string. So for extracting you need to give the index value. So we can say the extract string is the index value. We need to provide the index value from which we need to extract. Now for concatenate, what we need to do, we need to give two strings, enter string 1 and enter the string 2. So if the concat string is like b dot concat, so concat function will basically concat the strings. Now this one is for replace. So basically if you provide a string, the original character and the replacement character. So if I provide Delhi and I need to replace E by big E, so it's like we need to provide a replace function for providing the replacement alphabets. So basically case 3 is also done, and last case is string buffer. So basically string buffer will append or insert or reverse. So for inserting for appending, we need to give string, we need to give another string and then give the index number so that it can enter the string, like if you give a string and then enter the string you want to append. So if you provide another string, it will append to that same string. Like if you provide Rajasthan and Jaipur, so if you provide a string buffer Jaipur and then if you provide Rajasthan in the string you want to append, so it will provide Rajasthan Jaipur. So basically the like, and enter the string buffer, it will insert any index, like if you provide Delhi and you need to provide another alphabet in between it, it will give the insert. So insert function will give another alphabets in middle of the given string. Now for reversing, we have a function reverse. So reverse will do the string Delhi. So if I provide Delhi, so it will be reverse like I H L E D. So the string will be reverse. Now if it's a menu driven program, so we need to every time ask, we want to continue, yes or no. If yes, provide the whole step will go. So let's move on to the running part. Now here you can see if the user provides search, to search first occurrence or to search last occurrence. So basically I'm going for the first occurrence. So I provided one, enter the string. If I provide my name Rajat, so basically enter string you want to search. If I provide A, because A is coming 2 times, so it will say the index value. So the index value will be 1. So basically 0 1 2 3 4, 0 1 2 3 4, yeah. So basically it's a 5 element name. So index value will be 0 1 2 3 4 till 4, because index will be given as n minus 1, max size minus 1. So now A is coming 2 times, so first A is at the index 1, so it will provide 1. Now if you want to continue, yes. Now if we compare two strings, so give 2, so 1, provide equals to, enter string 1 Rajat, enter string you want to compare Rajat. So equals, both are same. I provided I told you that in the code part that upper and lower cases are ignored. So if I provide a uppercase and a lower case to compare, it will provide both are same. Now moving on to the next part, for modify. So I provided 3, extract a substring. So if I provide extract substring, enter the string 1, so Rajat, enter the index. So if I provide the last 2 letters of my name, so basically I need to give 3, so it will provide my till 3rd index to the last index. So AT will be declared. Hence we can see that my extracting string is also done. Now if I go for further, if we go for further string buffer, we need to if we do append. So basically append is like enter enter the string buffer, Rajat, enter the string to append. If you need to append my surname Nayak, so it will go string appended string is Rajat Nayak. So now do you want to continue? No, I provide no, so hence the code stops here. So basically what we have to see occurrence like what we have done: search, compare, modify, string buffer. So hence all will work out fine. The code is right. Now moving on to the last question. What we have to do, we have to create a class called bus ticket with bus number, source, destination, seat matrix 12/4, and available seats are data members. Ticket booking and compare tariff between buses are the two specific functions expected. Demonstrate the above scenario with the help of array of objects. So basically we move on to the code. So we have provided an import statement for scanner class. Now basically we have seen that we need to compare some buses. So what we in starting we don't have the details about the buses, like what rates are there, for what the cost is there. So basically we have provided a random variable. So because this random will be used for random prices for the bus, like somewhere a bus have 30 rupees for a destination, or the other bus can have 24 rupees. So basically it's for betterment for the user. So I've created a void ticket booking of seat matrix. So it's basically a seat matrix will be a two-dimensional array. So we have provided enter row and enter seat. So basically row is for row and seat is for column. So we have provided if seat and matrix equal to 0, then provided row and column equal to 1, seat has been blocked. So basically if I give seat and row and seat, it will book my seat, and if it is not there, the seats are blocked, then it will say seats are been already occupied. Now what we have to do, we need to compare tariff. So it's between more buses. So number of buses from the same source, so maybe different buses will be there. So what we have to do, we need to get randoms variables so that many buses can be there with cheaper fares. So basically if prices, we have provided prices with random, so that my price value can go random, have random prices for the betterment of user or a passenger. So basically you can see if we provide this one, this if statement will be redirecting you to a bus with cheaper fares, new bus number will come and new cost will come. So basically if you go with the first bus, if the bus number is like 101, so if it if for a specific distance or a destination, it provides 30 rupees cost, and if you provide if you go for another compare tariffs, so may another bus can have other cheaper rates. So like this the codes go, and then it's a main, it's our static void main class. Here we have provided our source and destination from where we need to go, and it will also provide bus number with random. So basically random will give the bus numbers value as randoms. So we have a menu of ticket booking and compare tariff and exit. So basically ticket booking is like seats are booked or seats are not booked, already booked is like, and compare tariff is for redirecting to a new bus with more cheaper rates. So basically we have done with case 1 and case 2. So because only 2 are there, we need to do it. So we have done 1 and 2. Now if we run this code, enter source, so it's like if I provide Jaipur, enter destination Delhi. So as you can see I have provided with a bus number 52. So if I provided again enter your choice ticket booking, I need to book the tickets. So I provided true. Now my matrix is of 12/4. So basically 0 to 11 rows will be there, and 0 to 3 columns will be there, because 12 into 4 is a matrix size. So enter row, provided 1. Enter seat means is the my column, so basically provided 2. So seat has been booked. Now if you see, if I is the status of my bus number 52. If I need another bus with more cheaper rates, then I can go with 2 compare tariff. So for Jaipur and Delhi, number of buses from the sources are 27. So there are 27 more buses. Where so redirecting to the new bus rate will be 97 with new cost 46. So we can go and check it. Like if I provide enter row 2 and 1, my for other bus I can book my tickets. So my basically my tariff plan will fluctuate because I have taken random. So I can provided random bus tickets. Like if I provide again 2, so you can see now there are only 20 buses. There were 27 there. Now there are 20. Now my rate is 38. So now I can like 38 is of more cheaper rate. So I can book tickets. So seat has been booked. So it will ask again, like many buses are there. So by random function we can see many buses are there, my price and bus number will fluctuate. So hence the code is right. Thank you.